Stage that we'll see is at the end of this road. It'll be on the left-hand side as we turn the corner. It's soundstage number 12, currently home to the hit reality singing competition The Voice, hosted by Carson Daly.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
We're currently in production for season 17 with coaches John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, Blake Shelton, and Gwen Stefani. But soundstage number 12 is actually one of the oldest soundstages here at Universal. It dates all the way back to our classic black and white monster movies. Both the original Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, as well as Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff, filmed scenes right behind those walls. And in the 1960s, we also filmed a sitcom based on those monsters named The Munsters, starring Fred Gwynne, and they filmed right here on the front lot as well, to our left-hand side in sound stages 20, 19, and 18. This is also where they filmed episodes of their feature films. It was the interior of Marty McFly's 2015 home in Back to the Future Part 2. It was also used for the scene in Jurassic Park where the Brachiosaurus sneezes. Anybody with a project in development with NBC or
characters, and with pets, their universality is undeniable. Working on a sequel,
films, and the majority of our production offices are behind Ted down the left-hand side of this street. Jungle, which is now on our left-hand side. We're going to be going into the jungle of... Tell us a little bit about it.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was...
at the top of the hill there, and oh, it looks like Norman Bates is actually in the office today, ladies and gentlemen. The sign is illuminated, so I assume they're open, as is the vacancy sign. So I guess if Norman's not too busy at the moment, if any of you are still looking for a place to stay, maybe for your summer vacation, this could be the perfect opportunity to go ahead, check in, put your feet up, maybe even have a shower and enjoy... Whoa. Okay, I take that back, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe not the best time to disturb Norman. He appears to be disturbed enough as it is, but if we just don't draw any attention to the tram, I'm sure we'll just pass through unnoticed. Wait, I'm on a microphone, aren't I? Whoops-a-daisy. Hi, Norman. We didn't see anything, I promise. What are you doing? What are you reaching for? Uh-oh. Okay, we're going to get out of here as fast as we can, but we are required to stay to speed limit, so good luck. Plane crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise, and several pieces specifically for the movie. Here to tell us a little bit more about it is the production designer for War of the Worlds, Rick Carter, alongside Steven Spielberg.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down and talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes?
As we depart the set for War of the Worlds, I'll let you know we're approximately 10 minutes away from the completion of the tour. Not long to go before we're back to assist you as soon as I possibly can. Now at the moment to our right hand side is an area named Falls Lake. If you take a look back, you can see it's home to the largest freestanding blue or green screen in the entire world. It's also home to the cabin from the John Candy film The Great Outdoors. It's also been used many times since, including in ABC's Desperate Housewives, but generally this area is used for any scenes that take place on the surface of water, like this one on your screens from the film Sully, starring Tom Hanks as a pilot who makes an emergency landing into the Hudson River. But this Hudson River was created by filling up the concrete zone in front of the screen, dyeing it to look like the Hudson River, placing a life-sized model aircraft on top filled with actors as passengers, and then digitally inserting the background. So everything in this scene is completely CGI except for the plane, the passengers, and a small amount of water surrounding it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't usually go this way, so I'm just going to check in with our security team to make sure it's safe to proceed forward. Agent Novak, are we on the correct route?
Look, this might be more serious than I thought.
Oh, really?
What just happened?
Uh-oh. Looks like we're losing reception.
Line.
Hello?
Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service, and as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out.
Hey, you! They just got here. All right, I got it. Well, listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there missing the third row. How you doing? You good? My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you from Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row, like I was saying. So look, see over there? That's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. But that work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a
We're about to go in
Mona
10
Lisa
seconds.
on wheels.
9.
So did you break it down to them?
You see it or no?
Yeah. You had one job to do, Roman. One. All right, look, guys.
Have gone on to become just as iconic as the famous characters who drove them. Now, all of these vehicles actually have working engines inside of them, except for the three from the Flintstones movie, as just like the original cartoon series, the actors on set would paddle their feet, although occasionally they would receive the help from a golf cart, either pushing them along from behind or dragging them from in front. A few of the vehicles on set also had golf cart engines placed inside of them. It was very similar to how they created the small cars in the town of Whoville from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, directed by Ron Howard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while all these vehicles do have engines inside of them, quite often they don't match the shell of the vehicle. For instance, Magnum PI's Ferrari is a real Ferrari shell, but not a real Ferrari engine. That's usually because the idea of a picture car, and the best use of a picture car, is to make it as light as possible so we can move it around the set very easily, and also so it can perform as many stunt sequences as we needed to without getting his Jeep number 29. In the first Jurassic Park film, it was used by John Hammond. It then returned for Jurassic World to be repaired by the two brothers to escape from the Indominus Rex. And up ahead are 3 Jurassic Park movies. Grant and his team on Jurassic Park to escape from the Spinosaurus down a river, and then to the left-hand side is the mobile lab from the Lost World Jurassic Park. Julianne Moore, Jeff Goldblum, and Vince Vaughn's characters were inside repairing the injured leg of a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex before being confronted by that baby T-Rex's parents. In fact, on our screen is that same mobile lab in action in the scene it featured in the Lost World Jurassic Park. For that, but more often than not for rain effects we use practical effects. A practical effect is a type of visual effect that is performed live in front of the camera without the use of computer-generated imagery, and we're going to see a few of our practical weather effects today on the left-hand side on this group of set pieces named Old Mexico. Basically, we're going to show you how we make it rain in the movies. And here to give us a weather update of our very own is the Today Show's meteorologist, Mr. Al Roker. Welcome aboard the tram, Al.
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry at 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet.
And maybe take cover on the left-hand side. You may recognize that flash flood from Lady Gaga's music video shows like HBO's Westworld and Criminal Minds Beyond Borders starring Gary Sinise. And speaking of going beyond borders, we're now crossing one of our own from Old Mexico into 6 Points, Texas. These are our western sets. It's named 6 Points because traditionally there have always been 6 separate streets here that have been western themed, and some of the most famous cowboys and western films and TV shows have filmed up and down this road. Most recently, they were used by Quentin Tarantino for his 9th feature film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. It's actually currently in theaters. It was released on Thursday. But as I mentioned, this road has a long history with our cowboys and cowgirls as well. It was also used by Jessica Simpson for her music video, These Boots Were Made for Walking. But here's one of my favorite cowboys on our screens to tell us a little bit more about the history of this street. Take a close look and I'm sure you'll... Set pieces along this road have also been used in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, as well as The Color Purple, directed by Steven Spielberg. This street even became an old-fashioned Australia for the Disney movie Saving Mr. Banks, starring Emma Thompson, Tom Hanks, and Colin Farrell. 6 Points, Texas also marks the approximate halfway point of the tour today, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to remind everyone to please continue to remain seated at all times with your arms and legs inside the vehicle. But if you do, and then a little bit further around to the left behind these great trailers is the set for Home and Family. That's a talk show on the Hallmark Channel, hosted by Debbie.
He looks very upset.
When I talked to him, said the guy died in his arms.
You guys with the FBI?
FBI, yeah. Hear about the human remains.
That's him. Right over there.
Okay. Not to worry, just a slight tremor. We experience them from time to time here in Los Angeles. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated and keep a hold of your personal belongings. This could be the big one. Uh-oh. On the left-hand side of cars 2 and 3, the floor is coming down. Watch out for that truck. Okay, I think it's over, but at least we didn't get wet. Oh, spoke too soon. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, you have survived the earthquake, the big one, measuring a massive 8.3 on the Richter scale. And that isn't just a fun ride for the studio tour. You may have actually seen that earthquake simulation in Beverly Hills Cop 3.
What's going on?
And while we escaped that earthquake unharmed, I'm afraid we're not quite out of the woods just yet. You see, the next location on the tour today is the beachside town of Amity Island, and I am sorry to report that they have been experiencing a few shark sightings here recently. So extra security precaution, we have a police diver in the water today. You might be able to see him on the right-hand side near his boat, next to that large gray fin swimming around. Let's hope our police diver is on a lunch break today. Oh, uh-oh. It looks like he may be about to become lunch himself, ladies and gentlemen, but rest assured we should be safe and sound up here on the tram. But our diver, he has a lot of guts to be out there every day. Oh, yep, and there they are. Okay, we're going to move away from this grisly scene a little bit further down the pier behind these red barrels marked, flammable gasoline. But once again, not to worry, in the water there's a yellow barrel with a silver belt. It's filled with shark bait. I'm sure the shark will just take that and leave us alone, and it's dragged half the pier with it. Does that gas pump come loose? That's not good. Well, I think we're going to need a bigger tram. Spielberg didn't name the mechanical shark. He named it Bruce after his lawyer at the time of filming. And you may know another great white shark named Bruce if you're familiar with Disney's Finding Nemo. The animation team actually named him Bruce specifically after the mechanical shark used on the set of Jaws. And while our mechanical shark works quite well today, unfortunately the same cannot be said for the one on set that malfunctioned so frequently that filming was delayed for more than 100 days, pushing the film's release from known as the Universal Chicken Ranch. It actually has the ability to open up down the center to provide maximum flexibility when filming interior scenes. It's what we call a practical set, meaning you can film outside or inside. Everywhere is decorated, and you may recognize the building from these examples on your screens. And we have just turned into Colonial Street. And Colonial Street is one of the most frequently used areas on the entire Universal lot because it is such a realistic looking neighborhood. In fact, this past week, Mindy Kaling, the writer and star of the Mindy Project, has been filming her brand new young adult television series down this street. You can also currently see it on air on television in a new KFC.
Christmas was to bring the storybook world of Dr. Seuss to life. Some of the most talented artists in Hollywood worked for months to create a living, breathing Whoville. When it was all done, they had built an entire city, and the fantasy world of Dr. Seuss became a reality.
And to bring the homes of Whoville to life, the production used over 2.5 million linear feet of styrofoam and more than 9 football fields worth of fake snow. An entire soundstage was also dedicated to make